Hey, yours truly still in my office. And as before, I promised you all with the maze template previously, this is going to be the board game that, with the resources and the finances, I will make this into a reality. A nice board game, with the cash from my book, The Steampunks of Tinselheim. Now, this one, it is, as you can see, the board game template, of course, but it's going to be probably much bigger. But it might be much bigger than this, to give it more of a challenge mode, because with this one, not like the maze, there's goodies in this. There's goodies, but there's also baddies too. So, yeah, and also perks. Think of this as Monopoly with gusto. Think of this as actually story-wise, this right here, this board game right here is called The Steampunks on the Run. Story-wise, this is literally it's literally a mixture of chapter 1 and chapter 5 combined. As you can tell, you can see Escape from the Bank of Tinsel, as what the description of the board game is. The Steampunks has just successfully robbed the bank, but Police Chief Cosworth is on their tail, and you, the gamers, now this is going to be like a 2-player to 6-player. Highly recommend that you get all 6 because you have Fletcher, Florentine, Dr. Saul, you got the Groundlings, BB Lock, and Stealth. So yeah, there's 6 of them. Yeah, so 2 to 6, but recommend you have 6, and you got to get through, as you can see with the template, you see the whole board game is based on the city, and they have to get to right there with the circle that says Steampunk Headquarters without getting locked up and without getting turned into Swiss cheese. I'll explain that later. But yeah, as you can see with the board game, and on your far left, as you can see, jail, and unlike Monopoly, if you go to jail, you stay there. There is no get out of jail free card with this. But there are perks and bonuses. As you can see, you see the question mark. And the question mark is pretty much right here. It's kind of like, now the game has 2 dice, usual dice, and it has a coin. If your steampunk lands on the question mark, you have to flip a coin. And whether it's heads, you get to pick from the box right here that says it's Steampunks on it, and then you get a card. All those are bonuses, of course. Or you get tails, and you have to pick from the Enforcers box, which is the baddies and negatives, and that can really send you to jail or send you to the grave. And yeah, and then with the coin, you flip from the box again that says Steampunks, or with the badge, you have to flip from the Enforcers if you land on it. Now, the Doa Dash tails, as you can see, is 1, 2, 3, and 4 of them. If you land on all 4 of them, you get a perk. Now, your perk is what you start out with. Think of it as kind of like think of it as kind of like an ability that you can use just one time, of course, just one time. Use it one time. With Steampunk, like for example, with Fletcher, if you use your perk, you can move through you can move several times without rolling the dice. Florentine, she can, she can go without, landing on the Enforcer for a turn. Dr. Saul's his ability is he can read from both of the decks and then alert the other players about get this card or don't get this card, or don't land on this or land on this. And then with the Groundlings, BB's is he can blow up, he blows up one part of the Enforcer. Not literally, but, like if you use BB and he lands on it, he don't get to pick from the Enforcer's box. Lock is pretty much the same thing, if Lock lands on it, he can just evade it. And same thing with Stealth. If you land on it, you don't suffer no consequences. Yeah, so that's their perks. Now, of course, you only get 1 perk, but if you land on all 4 of the dash tails, as you can see with the template, land on all 4 of them, you get to regain your perk back, or you have two of them. Now there is now of course if you're lucky from the Steampunks boss, you can gain another one. So yeah, you can possibly get your Steampunk with 3 perks. Now with the perks, there's also negatives. If you draw from the enforcers and you go to jail, you game over instantly, automatically game over. Or you run into Silver Street, you get turned to Swiss cheese, and that's a game over because you got caught and then you got riddled with bullets. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it all. Yeah, you just making through the just on the go and all that, and try not to get too much of the enforcers because all of them will keep you from getting to your headquarters safe and sound. And yes, and once again, there is no get out of jail free card. No, you go to jail, that's it. So pretty much, I probably say having 6 of them, the chances of all 6 of you not going to jail, I mean, it's a game of luck. It really is. But yeah, so yeah, I'm very proud of this, and yeah, looking forward to getting the resources and getting the funds and making it a reality. But yeah, as you can see with the board is dice. You got a coin. You flip that, heads for the Steampunks and tails for the enforcer, and if you can land on all 4 of the dash tails, you get a perk, and they come in handy, especially with I probably say not game breaking, but I probably say Florentines would probably be the most. I mean, none of them aren't game breaking. No, let me go read it to you fine folks, so that's okay. Okay, so with Fletchers, you can freely move up to 3 blocks, any direction of the board, any direction. You can go back, you can go forward, you go up and down. With Florentines, you're free from any enforcer's block, card, and consequences for 1 turn after using her perk. So when you use it, if you land on it, you don't have to pick the card up or suffer the consequences. And with Dr. Saul's, you can read, from both the card boxes and alert the players. Kind of like if having, when you're playing, like Saul was to read, he uses perk, you read it, and they say, player 3 or player 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Whatever you do, do not land on this, or don't get this dice number. With BB's Dynamite, he once again, he blasts away from enforced consequences. He lands on it. He doesn't have to suffer the consequences. Same thing with locks. And pretty much the grounders have pretty much more or less the same thing. If they land on it, they don't deal with the consequences. And now from the cards, we're going to really get into the meat of this. And these are kind of like with the Monopoly, with the chance and the community chest. Now, fast draw, you can roll the dice twice. If you get doubles, you roll again. A Steampunk leap, you can skip over 1 block forward. Master of Disguise, you don't have to pick up an enforcer's card when you land on the enforcer's block. Square Dance, move 2 blocks. Cube Smarts, move 3 blocks. Forgiving, move 4 blocks. A Perky Punk can use your Steampunk or Groundling perk again or 2 times, or you have 2 of them. Yeehaw! You can pick up another card from the Steampunk's box. Yellow Belly, you lose a turn. Not just Cowboy Chaos, the Steampunk nearest to you loses a turn. Dancing in the Winds, you evade the closest forward enforcer's block. Flight of the Steam Engine, that is their vehicle. You go forward 6 blocks without any consequences. If you land on enforcer's block, you can disregard it and proceed. Last Resorts, that's Fletcher's gun. Result, if you're dealt with an enforcer's card or enforcer's block, you don't have to suffer with it and move 1 block forward. Where are the Steampunks? You and a nearby steampunk or groundling can move freely 2 blocks. If you both land on forces block, you can roll the dice twice and proceed. Roll the dice and proceed. Safe at dash tails. Go to the nearest door dash tail safe space. If you or the nearest steampunk has a forces card, put it back in the box. If you land on all 4 of the safe houses, you regain the uses of your perk. That's neat, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. Now we're getting into the enforcers. Are you ready? Scattered goods. You lose a turn. The mayor's call, Emmanuel Merrill. You give up the dice. The mayor's rat. The steampunk or growly next to you must give up the dice. The mercy of Merrill. You suffer no consequence from the next enforcer's block. Black and blue. You and the nearest steampunk or growly cannot move. Have to roll an even number to break. If you can't get an even number within 3 turns, you go to jail and game over. Uh-oh. Yes. Cogsworth laws, police chief. Roll the dice. You get an odd number, you move backwards. If you get an even number, you move forward by half the number. So if you get a 4, you got to move 2. If you get an odd number, you go backwards with that number. Cogsworth way. You go back 6 blocks backwards. Crime does pay. You can't use any steampunk cards or use your perk for 2 terms. Crime doesn't pay. You return back to the city of Tinselheim block, which is pretty much back to the beginning of it. So let's say that if you was at the ending of it, and then you get this card, you gotta go all the way back and do it all over again. Tattleteller. You and the nearest steampunk or groundling have to give up your perk. If neither of you have any perks, you both lose a turn afterwards. Time is money. You do not move or use the dice 3 times. Oh, man. World Traveler. You move 6 blocks forward. If you land on a forces block, you suffer the consequence. Tinselheim Impound. You are forced to surrender your perk. If you have no perk, you must go to the nearest enforcer's block. Directly to Tinselpen Penitentiary. Police chief arrests you and you go to jail. Game over. Silver Streak's result. You've been spotted by Silver Streak. Silver Streak is the walking mechanical beast in Chapter 3, and turned to Swiss cheese, riddled with bullets, and game over. Yes, you get the goods and you get the bads. Now, here is one that is neither, mostly neutral, with the question mark that you saw. The big question, landing on this block, you must flip the coin. You must choose between a steampunk or a forces card. Land on heads. The coin lands on head, you draw a steampunk card. If it lands on tails, you draw an enforcer's card. But yeah, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen. And yep, so here it is. And the rules are, move through the board, City of Tinselheim with the dice and coin. You only move forward, the steampunk box mirror advocate. And game ends, you get arrested. Steampunk groundling. Can only access the box if you land on the block, and you only use your perk 1 time in the game, so use it wisely, very wisely. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and here it is. I was inspired by a friend of mine in person about this. Use your characters and have a board game and all that good stuff. But yeah, and tell me what you think about this. Are you interested? And yeah, once again, just need the resources to make this a reality and put it on your tables and all that. Fun for the whole family. But also, yeah, if you're not lucky, yeah, you can definitely, it won't be fun, but you know what? It's all about playing the game. And ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm about to end this. And hope y'all doing good. And thank you for stopping by and like this video, share this video, comment, and sub, and hook a brother up. Yeah, let me know what you think. And until next time, peace, love, and happiness. Y'all take care of yourselves and be safe out there and love one another. And God bless y'all and love y'all. And see y'all on the flip.